Looks good, doesn't it? But that's misleading. First of all, you should not enter this basement without a protective suit and a respirator. And mold remediation is not something you do with a snap of your fingers. It's a controlled process that requires experience, knowledge, and proper protocol. It's very important to follow every step carefully, and the first step is containment, isolating the affected area. We're starting with demolition. In the laundry room, all insulation needs to be completely removed. Underneath it, there are multiple areas of mold growth. Insulation that has been in direct contact with mold, or even located in the same contaminated area, will almost always contain mold spores and mycotoxins. In many cases, you can also see active mold growth directly inside the insulation itself. Mold only needs dust and organic particles trapped in the insulation to start growing. The contaminated insulation is carefully packed into heavy-duty trash bags and sealed with tape. All work like this should be performed in protective suits and under negative air pressure inside the work area. This helps prevent mold spores and contaminated particles from spreading throughout the rest of the house. We only apply plant-based products to structural materials damaged by mold that cannot be removed. For example, framing lumber, or like in this case, the plywood wall sheathing. The next step is mechanical mold removal. And at this stage, nothing replaces a wire brush. After that, everything must be thoroughly HEPA vacuumed. This step is extremely important. Now let's move to the bathroom. These wooden wall panels are probably one of the worst things you can install in a bathroom. So we're removing all of them. And this is where we found a surprise. Yeah, covering a bathroom with wood was definitely a genius idea. A perfect environment for mold growth. Once we started demolition, we found mold literally everywhere. And here's another interesting point. I've heard people say that a tub surround is the safest solution for a bathroom because moisture supposedly can't get behind it. But this project shows how accurate that statement actually is. Another important detail, the bathroom exhaust fan was not venting outside. It was blowing moist air directly into the ceiling cavity, which means all the steam from showers was staying inside the structure of the house. And situations like this are a very common cause of hidden mold growth. At this point, we decided to do a full demolition down to the framing. In cases like this, it's really the only correct solution. The problem is that you cannot accurately determine the extent of mold contamination until the structure is opened up and inspected visually. And honestly, at this stage, a full demo will not affect the overall renovation that much anymore. But it will allow us to properly assess the framing and fix the problem correctly, instead of just covering it up cosmetically. In addition to everything else, we also recommended removing the carpet throughout the basement, and there are several reasons for that. First of all, carpet acts like a giant filter over the years. It traps dust, moisture, dirt, mold spores, mycotoxins, and odors deep inside the fibers and padding underneath. Even if the surface looks relatively clean, contamination can remain inside the material for a very long time. And once moisture becomes a recurring issue, carpet turns into a perfect environment for microbial growth. In some areas, we already found visible mold growth underneath the carpet and carpet padding. That's a direct result of elevated moisture levels in the basement. And the problem is that by the time you actually see mold under carpet, moisture has usually been present there for quite a while already. The final but extremely important step is particle cleaning. And this is much more than just regular cleaning. It's a series of procedures designed to remove mold spores, mycotoxins, and fine contaminated particles from surfaces, while also cleaning and filtering the air. At this stage, we use HEPA vacuuming, air scrubbers, and detailed wiping of all surfaces inside the work area. To help verify the effectiveness of the remediation, air samples are collected and tested by